Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If this is your first time here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Hot Bella experience. In today's video, I am going to be doing a full face of Mented Cosmetics products, or I'm using as many products as I have from Mented Cosmetics. A little while ago, Mented came out with an everyday palette, and I purchased that palette, and I also did a video using that palette, and I used that palette not only for my eyeshadow look, but I used it as an entire face palette. I think that look turned out gorgeous. I love the eyeshadow palettes that come from Mented. If you haven't had a chance to check that video out just yet, I'll be sure to link it in the iCard above so that way you can be certain to check that out. But now they have come out with an Everynight palette, and this is a really nice palette. I used this palette to create this gorgeous matte look today. I really love a good matte eyeshadow look. I figured that it would be a good place to start with a matte look because I am going to add this video into my eyeshadow lookbook here on this channel. If you haven't checked out my eyeshadow lookbook, be sure to go over there and check out that playlist because there I've got multiple looks from one palette. So might as well start off with a matte look since this is the first time I'm using this palette. But this is a gorgeous palette, you guys. Look at that. And the shades are pigmented, but they're also muted enough where they're not overpowering. So if I wanted to start off with this look in office, I could very easily do that. Just take away the darker edges that I've added here. And then if I wanted to transition into a happy hour or an evening look, I would just add the black as I did into this look, and then I'm ready to go. So yeah, this is a very nice palette. This is from Mented Cosmetics, and it is the Everynight palette. I'm also using the foundation from Mented. This is called Skin from Mented. So yeah, this is a stick foundation. You'll be able to see this product in action in the demo portion of this video. And I'm also using a blush from Mented. This is a gorgeous blush. This is called Peach for the Stars, and it's really pretty. It turned out really nice, if I do say so myself. I like the fact that it's a nice wash of this peach color, and it looks really good on my skin tone. Really like that. I also used a bronzer from Mented, and this bronzer is in the shade Vacay. And when I first put this on, or when I first applied it, it did look a little bit red on my skin tone, in my opinion. So, you know, I was kind of surprised by that. But after I got out of the actual video lighting and then looked at it in the natural light, or looked at it in regular lighting, it didn't look bad at all. But yeah, so this is what this shade looks like. I know sometimes that when you're looking at product in the pan, it could actually apply darker once it's on your skin. But yeah, so this shade, you know, I thought that it was going to be a really good shade, and it still may be a good shade. You know, I just wanted to try this bronzer from Mented. So far, I will say it's not bad. It's just me getting used to it, I think. But yeah, this is in the shade Vacay. I'm also using lip glosses from Mented. These are gorgeous shades of lip gloss. Today, I used this shade right here. This shade is called Mauve Over. So yeah, I really like the lip products that come from Mented. So if you guys would like to see how I created this gorgeous eye look and also this flawless complexion using products from Mented Cosmetics, then keep watching. I'm going to start off using this shade right here. This shade is called Miami, and I'm going to use this as my brow bone highlight. I'm now going to use this shade. This shade is called Philly, and I'm going to use this as my transition shade. I'm now going to use this shade, and this shade is called Harlem, and I'm going to place this in my crease area. I'm going to go back into this shade right here. This shade is called Philly. That is the shade that I used as my transition shade. And I'm just going to do a little bit more blending on the top here to make sure I don't have any harsh lines, or I don't want that to be too harsh. So just gently, just tickling right in here just to soften that up just a little bit. Just like that. So I have done my little half cut crease type situation that I always do, and I am now going to soften up the edges, and I'm going to use the shade here. This is Harlem. Harlem is the darker shade that I currently have on my lid, and I'm just going to do a little bit more blending to soften up these edges. I used my P. Louise eyeshadow base to carve out the lid today. I'm going to use the shade Boston, and I'm going to use this in the areas that I still have open here. So I'm going to start with the inner corner of my eye and work my way out. I'm going back into Harlem once again, and I am going to do a little bit more blending. It's a very simple look, and it's all matte. I like it. And since they did put a black in this palette, I'm going to use it. This shade is called Brooklyn. And I want to use this as I would an eyeliner for this look because I want the liner to be kind of smoky. So I think I'm going to use a shadow shield. It's been a while since I've used a shadow shield, but I want to make certain that that black does not start cutting up and start to feather all over my face over here. So if you have never heard of a shadow shield, this is what they look like. So they're just little eyeshadow shields, and they protect the under eye area. I like using them when I want to create a wing using shadow, but I want to make sure the shadow, like I said, doesn't get all over the place. So I'm going to go ahead and put my shadow shields on. I'm going to place this right in here like so. Just about where I would want that wing to be. Just like that. So it's going to help me from making a mess, and it's also going to help me with the shape. These are really helpful if you're trying to get used to creating a wing, or if you're just wanting to make sure that you protect yourself from some fallout. These are really helpful. And I am going to use this angled brush, and I'm going to use this black. This black is called Brooklyn, and I'm just going to start by stamping this right in this area, right up against this shadow shield. And then I'm going to bring this down onto my lid as if it were my liner. I'm just stamping this into place. So I'm making sure that I get this right up against my shadow shield. And now that that's done, I am going to just gently peel this off. Just like that. Gave me a really soft type of wing. And I'm just going to take this brush here and just gently start to just blend this in just a little bit more, just to soften it up so it's not quite so dominant, but just to soften it up just a little bit so that black kind of bleeds into the other shade that's already down. Touch my brush here for a moment just to smooth this black out. I want it to stay very smoky, but I want it to merge in with the other colors that's on the lid. I'm now going back into Harlem once again, and I'm going to use my small blending brush from Sigma, and I'm going to add a little bit more definition into the area where I've had to manipulate my natural crease line. This is looking really pretty. I am going to add my liner and my lashes, and I'll be right back. My liner and my lashes are done. I've also done some color correcting using my staple color correcting products. That's my Tatcha Pearl in the shade Candlelight and my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer in the shade SX14. And for concealer today, I'm going to be using two of the Juvia's Place concealers. I'm using the lighter shade that's in shade 15 and the darker shade is in shade 12. And I'm going to be doing some cream contouring. I'm using the MAC Studio Fix Soft Matte Foundation Stick. This is in the shade NW50. Today I'm using this stick foundation from Mented. This is the Skin by Mented foundation stick. I'm in the shade T10. This is my first time using a complexion product from Mented, so I'm curious to see how this is going to go. This is what this shade looks like. I color matched myself online, so again my fingers are crossed and I'm hoping and praying that I've got the right shade. So let's see. So I'm just going to begin by placing this. Ooh, and that's not a bad shade match, I don't think. I'm gonna get this foundation on and then we'll blend it in. Stick foundations aren't really my favorite type of foundation. I think it's because I have to drag it across my skin to get it applied on. I may go in and try to get some onto my brush by just swirling my brush onto the stick, but for the most part, you know, you kind of have to drag it on. So that's not my favorite thing to do. But I'm going to go ahead and spritz this brush with some MAC Fix Plus. I am using just a regular Techniques foundation brush. I like to kind of stipple my foundation products in, so I'm hoping that this will work with this stick foundation. This color match is not bad at all. Very nice. And it looks like I'm getting some good coverage. It looks like it's full coverage on me. Now mind you, I do have concealer underneath, but still I'm getting some good coverage from this. I'm going to take my sponge just to go over this once again. I want to make sure that I don't have any product that's just sitting on my skin. So very pretty. It's now time to set my face, and I am going to set my under eye area and my entire face using my RCMA No Color powder. I don't have a setting powder from Mented. I like using this powder because it does not change the color or hue of any of the products that I already have on my face. Sometimes when I use other setting powders, those powders have a color to it, so that can alter the original shade of your foundation or whatever it is, which is not a bad thing. But in this instance, since I don't have the Mented foundation to go with this, I'm going to go with the neutral setting powder, and that's my RCMA No Color powder. I'll start off setting my eyes first, and then I'll move on to my entire face. Eyes are set. I'm going to use this blush from Mented, and it's called Peach for the Stars. This is a beautiful peach shade of blush. Very pretty. So I'm going to add this to my cheeks. Ooh, that's pretty. It's not too warm. It's just warm enough. Really, really nice color. Gorgeous. And I almost forgot that I have bronzer from Mented as well. This is in the shade Vacay, and I'm hoping that this is going to be dark enough for my skin tone. We're going to try it. So just a little bronzing, not very much. Don't need very much, just a little. And today I did not use any of my liquid illuminating products under my foundation, as I have been doing a lot here recently. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some of my highlighter from Becca. This is in the shade Rose Gold. It is now time to smoke out my waterline, and I'm going to go back into Harlem once again, and I am going to use this to add a little bit of smoke in this under eye area. And I think I'm going to go back into Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the black that I've got down here, and I'm going to add just a little bit of that just on the outer part right here, I think. Yeah. It is now time for lips, and I'm going to be using one of the lip liners from Mented. This is in the shade called Bear. This is a really pretty lip liner. Very creamy lip liner, lined and filled in the lips. And I'm going to use one of the lip glosses from Mented here. This shade is called Mauve Over. And I really like the formula of the lip glosses and lipsticks that come from Mented. And this look is done. The Everynight eyeshadow palette from Mented Cosmetics is a gorgeous palette. There are 10 shades in this eyeshadow palette. 5 of those shades are shimmer shades and 5 of them are matte. I like it when an eyeshadow palette gives us an equal amount of matte shades as they do shimmers. I was able to create this gorgeous eye look using only the matte shades from this palette. Really like the Everynight palette from Mented Cosmetics. And then all of the Complexion products, the foundation, the bronzer, the blush, the lip gloss, all gorgeous products. I cannot wait to create another gorgeous look using all of these products from Mented. I hope you guys liked this video. And if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video.